But yeah, everyone on there is looking for a different thing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And is getting, you know, something else besides the thing they were looking for as well. You know what I mean? It's like you said with the whole jumper side of things. It's like you roll in with something, right? This is the main outcome that I'm looking for out of this.
Hmm.
And you go and experience a few sessions and then realize that the outcome you were kind of looking for, maybe you were looking at it in a completely different frame and through a different lens than that you currently have now. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And now it's like, okay, perhaps that outcome is just like almost trivial now, and you're like, oh shit, now this is the bigger, deeper thing that I was looking for. You know, what would you say your top outcome would be after this round? I know we're not finished yet, and it's an ongoing thing, but just as a curiosity at this point.
I think from both professionally and personally is just that drive. To be honest, with you, like
Mm.
I've always been very good at I've always talked a good talk,
Mm.
but I haven't always walked the good walk. I haven't always followed through, and
Yeah.
I'm just in a place now where I just got a lot more committed, to be honest with you, and I'm getting results, and I'm trying new things. That's actually pretty fair to say. So because of the sessions, what's happened is I've changed how I've worked, how I'm working
Mm.
in work. I've completely overhauled it, and I'm in that process now. So so there's probably hit a little bit of a, no, I wouldn't say of a lull, but just a kind of a plateau, because I was very deeply transactional, and now the nature of the market, I'm looking to work with customers in a more sell a more complex solution, a more long-term thing, actually truly understand what's going on in their business.
Mm.
Um, and I never would have even attempted to take that on my own. I would have talked about this and said, we're going to do this, that, and the other. But now I'm coming in early, and I was trying to find out, looking at different, speaking with different people, getting coaching from different people, trying to refine, trying to get better at what I do, trying to be a
Mm.
better salesperson, but still not sacrifice on my values. So yeah, this notion of being able to take on more complex tasks, this notion of completing tasks through to fulfillment,
Mm.
to actually committing and delivering on an 8, 9, 10 hour day. Now, it doesn't always have to be the hours. What I'm trying to do now is do 8 tasks really well each day,
Mm.
you know? And,
Yeah.
and that it's just that focus. And before, I would have been scattered across tens of different things.
Mm.
I find it very difficult to think about something 2, 3 months down the line.
Mm.
I probably wouldn't have been. I've always been very honest with clients, and that'll never change. I'm very honest internally, but I've started coaching people internally now as well, and getting a real value out of it. Actually, one of the best things is the. I am my greatest gift is, but my greatest curse is I'm incredible off the cuff. I'm amazing at winging it. I twigged that I tweeted that
Mm.
far too long ago. And that's actually, I imagine this will be something that people are really going to quite resonate with, because I know a lot of people, like, I think it's a bit of something connected with those addictive personalities, whereby you leave everything to the last minute and then you somehow pull it out of the bag. I just
Yeah.
don't do that anymore. I don't
Mm.
want that in my life, because if I can be this good having put minutes into it, how good could I be if I put hours
Yeah.
into it?
Yeah.
And I delivered the speech that I did on Thursday for part of this fundraiser. I think it really hit home. Like, I think
Mm.
it really hit home to people. Like, and I put time into it, and there were teams that I wanted to get out, and it's very difficult with fundraising to be not to come across as judgy. And I really feel that people got the sense that this mattered to me. I wanted it to matter to them, and that there was just things that we could do in a very simple way that could actually make
Mm.
other people's lives easier. So yeah, I think for me, yeah, just that, not constantly winging it and putting myself under this kind of frenzy pressure at the end, whereby more often than not I'd pull something out of the bag, but now and again I wouldn't, and it would just blow up in my face, and then I'm in the, oh Jesus, why do I keep doing this mode again? Like, so, but that's been the complete change,
Mm.
like drastic, in the last 3, 4 weeks. So if there was one thing, and yeah, that
Yeah.
and that's huge for me, like, because that's
So
like I built my entire life on that.
Yeah. So it's the difference between fear and excitement, right? So when you're prepared, you're like in a flow state and everything's coming to you and all that kind of stuff.
Exactly.
And then the other, yeah, you're winging it and it could go horribly wrong. And sometimes it fucking does.
And in fairness, when I was up there speaking, because I had the coffee like an hour and maybe an hour previously, and within 40 minutes, I was like, oh God, that was a bad idea. I
Yeah.
could feel the cotton mouth coming, I was like, oh my God, like I get my lips are behind my head, like, but I just had to power through it because I knew what I wanted to say, and I knew I had to get to this point and finish it out. Whereas, yeah, if you're kind of in that fear state, it could have you lose your flow, you get a bit of content, you can't speak, you can't read your notes, it all falls apart, you cut your speech short and you miss the point entirely. Like,
Yeah.
you know.
That's the fight or flight or freeze or shite, as they say.
I think I've done all four in a couple of cases, to be honest with you. But
Yeah.
I actually hadn't I've been thinking about what had been the impact. And then when you asked the questions, I realized it was actually just I've stopped winging it.
Mm.
I've
Yeah.
stopped winging
So
it. I'm actually hitting my potential. I'm trying to hit my
yeah,
potential now.
yeah. So you're better prepared. Yeah. You're not
Far
chancing.
better.
Yeah.
Hmm, far better. Well, I actually appreciate the process of preparation,
Mm. Mm.
and finding time to do it, like,
Yeah.
which I was not. It's not that I wasn't doing. I've never done it.
Yeah. Yeah. And where would it's one of the questions, right? But it's one of the questions I have. It's like, where would you be if you hadn't done this? Do you think?
Uh,
So the
where
other
would it
side
be?
of the coin.
Yeah, I mean, I think certainly not. I mean, I'm in from a personal perspective. I'm far happier. I'm far present with my daughter when she's over. I'm eating a lot better. I enjoy the process now of really cultivating a nice meal, making a curry from scratch. The importance of the things that I'm putting into my body, into my system. You know,
Mm.
the word systems comes up a lot lately. I was thinking about. I was in Jamaica, and they said the only good system is a sound system. I love that. I absolutely
Yeah,
love that.
man.
Yeah, blessings. But then from a professional perspective, I'd be if you think about it, I wouldn't be able to take on to get back into coaching, which I love because I do want to get
Mm.
back into a manager role in the next kind of year or so. I wouldn't be taxing the gray matter, as my mom used to say. Like, I wouldn't be engaging in different processes. I wouldn't be able to actually go, no, I'm going to change how I work and do something different because I actually think this is going to, and believe in the process
Mm.
and suck it up that it's going to be maybe 10 days or 2 weeks, which is actually quite a long time in sales.
Mm.
Of like, and
Yeah.
it has been where I haven't actually been hitting the number that I want to hit, but I'm like, no, it's okay. I'm doing things that are going to come into fruition. It's just going to take a little bit longer because they're that bigger and that's complex. So
Mm.
I'd be I'd be an old dog not learning new tricks.
Mm. Yeah.
I'd be becoming a caricature of myself, to be honest with you, like without this. And the sessions have been brilliant with you, but I've been quite good outside of it, ensuring that it's stuck and it's
Absolutely. I mean, they go
sticking.
hand in hand. You know what I mean?
Has to.